Welcome back to Chris and Barry Fieldhouse as we wrap things up after Game 2 of our doubleheader, and this was a very entertaining evening of basketball in both games. Here in Game 2, the Jaguars fall 95-81, a very well-played but high-scoring affair. They fall 95-81 to the University of North Carolina Pembroke Braves here in Game 2. And they battled hard throughout the game, but the Braves were just too strong of a team for them, and the Braves continued to gradually pull away for the 14-point victory. It was a very back-and-forth game for most of the first half, and then the Braves began to start pulling away towards the end of the half and build a 6-point lead at halftime at 45-39. And the Jaguars tried to keep it close for most of the half, but the lead continued to gradually build for the Braves, and ultimately they took a 14-point lead and won a very high-scoring game, 95-81. The Braves with 50 second-half points after 45 points in the first half, and the Jaguars with 42 second-half points after 39 points in the first half. And it really was the Nigel Grant show for the Braves, and he was the main reason the Braves walked out here with a 14-point win. 31 points, 12 of 18 from the field, 3 of 7 from beyond the arc, 4 of 6 from the charity stripe, and 10 rebounds. So a double-double for Nigel Grant. And Brandon Watts with 15 points on the game, and he was also 6 of 7 for the charity stripe, and 10 points for Akia Pruitt for the Braves. For the Jaguars, and also James Murray Boyles off the bench for the Braves, 12 points for him. And for the Jaguars, another outstanding game for TC Fields. He never disappoints, and he continues to lead the way for the Jaguars. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough tonight. 25 points for him. 12 of 16 from the field. He hardly ever misses. And boy, will the Jaguars miss him next year. He is a senior. And with 21 points, Tyvez Monroe, he was outstanding. But once again, those two, it was a little bit of Monroe and Fields doing it by themselves tonight, unfortunately, as they combined for over half of the team's points in the 95-81 loss. And also in double figures with 12 points off the bench, Michael Kolstad, he played 26 minutes off the bench and scored 12 points. A good game for him as well. And the Braves, who were in first place going into this game, they will build on their first place lead. They improved to 14-2 in conference play and 18-4 overall. They are having an historic season, I tell you. And the Jaguars in third place, with this loss, with a record going into this game of 13-8 overall. They will drop to 13-9 overall and 10-6 in Peach Belt Conference play. The Jaguars return home on Saturday to face Georgia College. It will be a 3:30 afternoon start time. And on Monday, the 12th, we'll take on Clayton State at 7:30. Both those games will be following the women's game against the same opponent. And each will be an exciting doubleheader, just like we had here tonight. And earlier on, the women defeating the Braves 76-70 in overtime in an absolute thriller of a game, as the Lady Jaguars scored the game-tying points on a layup with 1.5 seconds remaining in the second half to tie the game and force overtime, and pulling away, taking control in overtime to win by 6 in what was an outstanding basketball game. That was the first game of our doubleheader, and the Jaguar men dropped the second game of our doubleheader, 95-81 over the first place, against the first place UNC Pembroke Braves in what was also a great game. And once again, I'm Robert Ambrose. The final score here from Chris and Barry Fieldhouse, the North Carolina Pembroke Braves 95, the Augusta Jaguars 81. Good night, everybody.